Hello, Facebook friends, hello. Hello, Facebook friends, hello. I'm feeling real silly, so let's start the show. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm going to have an idea and think real hard. Oh, there, I had an idea. Did it get brighter in here? I forgot. I had one job, and that was to plug this light in, and then I didn't do it. And Miss Christie's going to fix something. Oh, so Miss Christie had to do it. Miss Christie's here. Say hi, Miss Christie. She's at the other side. What? It's like all backwards day here or something. Well, I hope you're having a great morning. I hope you had a great yesterday. Went fishing yesterday out at Heart Lake, and we didn't catch much. It was very, very windy, and we wouldn't normally have not gone fishing, but you know what? We needed the peace and the solitude to do that, and didn't catch very much, but I got to spend some time with my best buddy, Dougie, and Wee Beast, and Trey, our buddy Trey, and Sheldon and Jim were on another boat, so they caught some fish. We caught a few. I caught a couple of three jack. One was this big. It was actually, the lure was this big, and the fish was that big. It was just like, look what I could get. And but you know what I learned? I learned fishing's very rarely about catching fish. It's about hanging out with your friends and enjoying the beauty. I didn't tell you this, but we went to another part of the because Heart Lake is the shape of a heart, basically. So we went around the other bend that we'd never been before, and went through it was all weeds, and it was just a little, maybe a 10-foot path through the weeds. We went through there and just did some fishing in there, and it was more beautiful than fish catching, that's for sure. What? Yeah, I think I got a little pink. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so we're running out of books to read, so today I'm going to read an Arctic Track C700 User's Manual. Okay, you want to keep up? That'll be awesome. Okay, I'll show you the pictures. Okay, warning, decal placement. This drawing shows the locations of the warning decals. If the decal is missing or ineligible, call the telephone number on the front cover. So there's that picture there.
Tazzy, you can't read that book to the kids.
What if they have a Nordic Track C700 like we do?
It's still not very interesting, and there's
Okay. Well, just in case you needed to know.
Not too much to learn.
Oh, you have to use. I know it. You got to use a reading voice. Hang on for a second. I'll find. Okay. Important to avoid damaging the pulse crossbar. Do not use power tools and do not overturn the number 10 3/4 inch screws.
And that was only very, very, very slightly more interesting, and it is still incredibly boring.
Okay, fine. We'll read. We'll read here. We got 5 books left. Let's read a story out of this one. There we go. I've got to go get some more books. That's all. Where is? Here. We'll read. How about this? We read. Oh, this is a long book. Oh, that's not it. Let's read Robert the Rose Horse. There we go. Robert the Rose Horse by Joan Heilbroner, and it's illustrated by P.D. Eastman. P.D. Eastman, one of my favorite illustrators. There we go. And this is to the Troop B of New York's Mounted Police. Robert was a happy little horse. Is that better?
That's much better,
okay.
Yes.
Robert was a happy little horse. He lived on a farm. He lived with his mother and father. One day Robert had a party. It was his birthday. All his farm friends came to the party. This book's heavy. They had a big cake that said, "Happy birthday, Robert!" And all his friends sang, "Happy birthday to you." It's nice the animals getting together. And getting along. I still think the Nordic Track C700 is a good story. The cake was very pretty. It had big red roses on it, all around it, and Robert liked red roses, but his nose. And he put his nose right into one. He took a big sniff. Then Robert had a funny feeling. His eyes began to itch, his nose began to itch, and... Correction! Oh, Robert sneezed. What a sneeze! Up went his farm friends, up went the cake, up went the roses, and Robert fell down flat. That's a huge sneeze.
I have those.
I know. Sometimes you have a sneeze and it's like Slimer went on me. That's not true.
That is incorrect because I always cover my mouth.
I know. She does with her arm like this. Sometimes she's Dracula. Oh, good evening. I'm going to sneeze. His mother called the doctor, and the doctor looked at Robert. Say ah, said the doctor. Ah, said Robert. Aha, said the doctor. I know what made him sneeze. I know I am right, said the doctor. You will see. Here, Robert, take a sniff. Robert put his nose into the roses. He took a little sniff, and his nose began to itch, and his eyes began to itch. Ka-choo! Went Robert. Bang went the window. Bang went the door. Up went the roses, and the doctor fell down flat. I was right, said the doctor. Roses are very bad for you. And there are too many roses on this farm. You must get away from them. You must go to the city. So Robert had to go. Goodbye, he said to his mother and father. I think I'll be all right in the city. I'll find work. I'll find a job. You would think if there was roses on the farm, it wouldn't be the first time that he smelled a rose on his cake.
You would think.
There's a flaw in this story. Robert did find a job in the city. He went to work for a milkman. He took the milkman and his wagon all around the city. This must be a very old story, actually. It was a good job. Robert was happy, and Robert liked this kind of job. Back in the day, I remember the milkman not coming, not on a horse-drawn cart, but they would come to our house and drop the milk off every morning, and then it was every few days, and we used to have a door beside our door, and it was there, whatever empties were in there, the milkman would take them out and fill with bottles of milk, like a little door beside our big door. Yeah. Then one day, a man walked right next to Robert. The man had a flower in his coat. The flower in his coat was, you guessed it, a rose. A rose right under his nose. Robert got that funny feeling again. His nose began to itch, and his eyes began to itch, and guess what? Ka-choo! Went Robert. Crash went the wagon. Splash went the milk. Up went the milkman, and the man with the rose fell down flat. Go away, the milkman told Robert. You can't work for me no more. Oh, that's kind of sad. You know what he needs? Because he got stuff, he needs an anti-histamine. So Robert began to look for work again. It was hard for a horse to get a job. He looked for so many days. One day he saw some horses that had people on them. Hey, I can work like that, said Robert. I'll ask for a job. Robert went to the door. A man came out. You look like a good horse, the man told Robert. You can work for me, but you have to work hard. You'll have to do everything you are told. Okay. So Robert went to work. He did what he was told. When he was told to go slow, he went slow. When he was told to go fast, he went fast. Robert did everything he was told. I like this work, said Robert. I'm going to keep this job. I got to be a cowboy horse. Then one day, a woman took him for a ride. Everything went well, but all at once, look, said the woman. Look at those pretty roses. I want those roses, Robert. Take me right over there. Uh-oh. What could Robert do? He had to do what he was told. So he took the woman to the roses. Again, he got that funny feeling. His nose began to itch. His eyes began to itch. And Kerchoo! Went Robert. Away went the wagon. Away went the flowers. Up went the woman. The flower man fell down flat. Once more, Robert was out of a job. Robert had to look for work again. He looked and he looked. Fathers had work and mothers had work. Everyone had some kind of work. But there were not many jobs for horses. Robert walked and he walked and he looked and he looked. At last, Robert saw something. He saw a job that he could do. He could be a police horse. I'll go in and I'll ask for a job, he said. Join now, be a police horse. Well, his picture's right on the poster. How can that not be a job for him, I think? I'm asking you. When Robert came out, he was a police horse. He was a good police horse. He did all kinds of police work. I like stopping for the cats to cross. One day, Robert looked out on Bank Street. Some men came down the street. 3 men. One of them had a black bag, and they all went to the bank. Robert did not see them. I think these guys might be up to no good. Like, I'm just saying,
They just look like
they look like they're going to rob a bank. I mean, it's just, and they're tiptoeing. Look at that guy's tiptoeing right there. And it's Bank Street. So then all at once somebody yelled out, "Help, police, help!" Robert looked around. He saw the 3 men. They were bank robbers. Yeah, I do have a question though. You see, what's that guy carrying there? Like a submachine gun.
Where was he carrying that?
Where was he carrying that? Maybe it's collapsible and was fitting in there.
Maybe he's wearing really baggy pants. Doesn't look like it though.
The robbers ran right at Robert. They ran right over him and away they went. Look at the girl on the scooter. Hey, what's happening, mister? You guys are bank robbers? Oh my goodness. Hold it. Oh, okay, they all have to. Robert got up fast. He had to stop those robbers. But how? How could he do it? And then Robert saw a rose. It was not a very big rose, but it was a rose. And Robert began to think, and he began to think fast.
You kind of need to be able to do that if you're a police
Yeah,
person.
you got to think fast.
Yeah.
Robert went over to that rose. He put backwards. Sometimes my dyslexia lets to get in there and play. So we'll just start again and try it again. That's all. Robert went over to that rose. He put his nose right into that rose. He took a sniff. He took a big, big sniff. He began to get that odd feeling again. His eyes began to itch. His nose began to itch. Then kerchoo! Robert sneezed. There was never a sneeze like it. Away went the cats, away went the hats, up went the dogs, down came the birds, bang went the guns, up went the black bag, and the robbers fell down flat.
It's like there's a hurricane coming. Yeah. They're holding on for dear life.
Oh my goodness! Up here too. Mary Poppins, I'm pleasantly perfect in every way.
You know it's bad when the metal of
the metal light posts are bent over. Whoa!
Like wet noodles.
That's it. Hooray! Hooray for Robert! Everybody yelled. The bankman was happy. The policemen were happy. Everyone was happy. And Robert had stopped the robbers. And he had sneezed the robbers flat. All right, you guys, get right in there. Get in the wagon. Oh, I've never had a sneeze like that before. The next day, there was a party. It was for Robert. His mother and father came, his farm friends came, the doctor came, the policeman came too, and one of them got up. Robert, he said, I've got something for you. No? Robert took a big sniff. His nose did not itch. His eyes did not itch. Robert gave a big, big sniff. He did not get that funny feeling. The big kerchoo had done it. Robert at last was all sneezed out. And roses never made Robert sneeze again.
No, man. Maybe I just haven't had a sneeze big enough. I guess I haven't bent any telephone poles with my sneezes yet.
Nope. You've killed some flowers with something. No, that was me. That was broccoli. Different story. So Robert had that big sneeze, and everybody thought it was kind of a bad thing to have, right? He had his big. He sneezed and he crashed the wagon. He sneezed and he crashed the horse. The lady on the horse. He sneezed and he knocked everybody off at the birthday party. So everybody goes, he must have thought that was a detriment. That wasn't a good thing to have. But it turned out that it was a bonus when those guys that are obviously bank robbers, right? You walk into a bank wearing stereotypical 1950s bank robber gear, probably going to rob a bank, not going to lie to you. But he used the sneeze, and it helped. And then he was all sneezed out. And you know what? Nobody wanted him because he could sneeze. It was like having something wrong, right? So something wrong, people could only see what was wrong. And they didn't want to hire him because of his big sneeze. So he was getting kind of sad. Because remember, it said, mums have jobs, and dads have jobs, and everybody has a job. And then he found the perfect job. Found the perfect job that was just for him, and he got to use his sneeze to his advantage. So here's what I learned from that book, is that, first of all, that horses can be police officers. I didn't know that, even though I know that. I live in the country that has the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. I did not know that horses can direct traffic. First thing I didn't know. Secondly, I did not know that sneezes could bend telephone poles and light standards. Didn't know that at all. But what I did learn from this book is that no matter what other people see as your flaw, like Robert's flaw was being allergic to roses, which isn't a big flaw, but it stopped him from working on certain things, that everything that somebody might see as a flaw, you might be able to use to your advantage, right? I know that when I was going through school, a lot of people thought I was too silly and I was being goofy in the classroom, and I remember teachers saying, "Oh, you'll never amount to anything." Well, guess what? I took those flaws that the people saw and I turned it into a really great career. For 30 years I was a comedian. I still am a comedian. So, and I'm very silly and I like making people laugh. So I found the job. I remember having a job interview, and I made a couple of jokes, and the fella said, "Yeah, you're not for this company." And then I realized, oh, maybe, and I was very upset because I couldn't get the job. And he said, "No, maybe you're not going to be a good fit in this company. You don't seem to be taking things very serious." I said, "I take things quite seriously." And I was kind of upset that I didn't get the job. But guess what? The very next day, I got a job that I liked, and I got a job where I was able to use my silliness a little bit. And then that job led me to explore being a comedian, something I wanted to be since I was very young. So sometimes, like they say, when one door closes, another door opens. And if another door doesn't open, go through the window. So there you go. That's the lesson that I learned today, right, Miss Christie? And also that according to this book here, we'll read this. We'll finish this tomorrow. Miss Christie doesn't think this is a good book, but I bet you it gets really exciting towards the... Look at this right here. Oh, exploded drawings. Tell me this isn't going to be a good book eventually. Exploded drawing. See? It even says that. Exploded. It's like saying to Miss Christie, exploded drawing. See?
Just because the word exploded is in there doesn't make it exciting, Tazzy.
Awesome. This is a gooder for sure. And then it has limited warranty as well. So this is kind of good. And to order replacement parts, you got to have the model and serial number. That's what I learned from this book. Anyways, it's time for a puppy. Does Christy, may we have a puppy?
No.
Awesome. She said maybe. We'll get a puppy that's not allergic to roses.
Still no.
What if I said to you, I'm sorry?
What are you sorry for?
Getting a puppy and bringing it home even though you said no? Oh, she's got these eyes. Yep, her eyes are saying what her finger is shaking. So, while I go to get Miss Christy convinced that we need a puppy, because without a puppy, what are we going to do? Stand around all day, go to work, make jokes, read to kids. All the same stuff that we can do with a puppy. Science. So, remember, it's okay to get mad. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be frustrated with the situation around you. You just have to be 3 things. A, B, K. Always be kind. Always be kind. Always be kind. I'm going to try to always be kind. And I say try because sometimes we're not always kind. Sometimes it's our mouth goes blah before our heart goes wait. Right? So in those times, you just try to say sorry, calm down, take a breath, and start over and say sorry and try harder next time. That's all. Try. And be you. You be you because you're going to be the best person at being you. Nobody else can try to be you. They can try to imitate you. They could try to be, just like if you try to imitate somebody else, right? If you try to be, like I can imitate Mickey Mouse. Oh boy! But it doesn't make me a mouse. It just makes me somebody that's imitating a mouse. So a mouse can go be a mouse. I'm going to go be Tazzy. Miss Christy's going to be Miss Christy, and you be you, and don't worry about being perfect because nobody's perfect. Nope. Nobody's perfect. Today, even though I know that I'll be 53 in a few days, I've read for a long time, and I still mess up the words because of my dyslexia. Sometimes that's the way it is, and I used to be embarrassed about that. But now I don't worry about being perfect. I worry about just being me. So in all that you say and all that you do, you never have to be perfect. You've just got to be you. So you be you, I'll be me, Miss Christy be Miss Christy. We covered that already. Lots of love. I'm giving double love. Miss Christy, you're going to give double love too, but she has to put down her tea.
I just don't want to poke you in the eye
love,
by
love,
accident.
love. And then we want puppies, puppies. I'm going to hang up before she can say no. So I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later.
No.
I'll be
No.
you. Bye.
Nope.